So you're welcome back once again to this live stream session. So if you can see me clearly and you can hear me clearly, please hit the comment section and tell me so that we can move on. You can clearly see me and you can hear me clearly, please let me know. You can see me clearly and in a good position and you can hear me clearly, so tell me to move on. Let me know so we'll move on quickly. I'm waiting. Some people are still saying we have not started. Is it that you cannot see me? If you can see me and hear me, we don't have time. Please comment, drop a comment. Say I can hear you and I can see you, please, so that I will know that I'm communicating with you guys. If you can see me and hear me, please drop a comment. All right. Hope, thank you. You can see me. Okay, Hope, say I can hear you. Which other person? I want to be sure. Yes. Michael, thank you. Chinasa. Okay, thank you. Please let others know that we have started. We can. All right. So I think now, I don't know if I need to repeat the absolute value or you got it. Let me just try to repeat it very fast. Now, remember, we're looking at the different types of inequalities we have. Now, what I'm going to do, once I finish inequalities, I will go to those past questions I said, solve some, come back to another topic, analyze, go back to the question. That is what we're going to do so that we can achieve the two. But my aim is to solve that 31 question in this live session, and it's very important. So, we're looking at absolute value. I'll try to help you understand it in a very fast way. Absolute value, one of the things that characterizes for absolute value is whenever you see these two straight lines, it means you're dealing with absolute value. And when you see this is inequality. So it means this is an absolute value inequality. How do you solve absolute value inequalities? It's very simple. I would use method 2, which is faster for me. Now watch. This is what you do in method 2. Take notes. Anytime you are dealing with less than, did you notice that this is less than? Whether it is less than or equal to or strictly less than, it follows the same pattern. So anytime you're dealing with a less than, this is what you do. Write what you have inside, which is 2x minus 3, less than or equal to 5. Then take the negative and put behind less than or equal to negative 5. So this is how you solve. Now somebody may ask, what if this thing is greater than? Say you have something like this. 2x minus 3 greater than or equal to 5. Say this is what you're given. If you are dealing with a greater than, how do you solve it? You arrange it similar way. You say 2x minus 3. You are still using the less than symbol. But what's the difference between this and this case? The difference is that the negative number will be in front and the positive number will be at the back. That is how you solve. Notice what I have explained. If you're dealing with absolute value and what you have is less than, the positive number is here, the negative is at the back. Or if you're dealing with a greater than, the negative is in front, the positive is behind. Do you understand what I've explained? Yes. Even if this thing is strictly less than, say you have this strictly greater than 5. Even if you have this, you would say this 2x minus 3, you would use this now. And you put minus 5 here and 5. Are you getting me? Are you getting my point? Yes, I believe so. Same way, if this thing is strictly less than, say you have this question. If this is what you have, same way, it's always the less than symbol, less than symbol. So what would you have here? You have 5 and you have minus 5. Please, if what I have just showed you, you understand this point, please tell me to move on. I want to rub them and solve just this one. If it is clear, tell me to move on. Say move on. If it's clear, say move on. All right. So we are trying, remember we're trying to solve this particular question. or trying to solve this particular question. So what we're going to do is to say 2x minus 3 less than or equal to this, less than or equal to minus 5. This is how we start. And because we have minus 3 inside there, it means I'm going to add 3 to every side. Because this is minus 3, I will add 3 to all sides. So I have minus 5 plus 3 less than or equal to 2x. Okay, let me just do minus 3 plus 3 less than or equal to 5 plus 3. I'm adding 3 to every side. So minus 5 plus 3 is minus 2, less than or equal to what? 2x, because this would go less than or equal to this plus this is 8. What's the next thing I want to do? I'll divide all through by 2. So if I divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2, this would go, right? So minus 2 divided by this is minus 1, less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 4. So this is my answer. This is my answer. So anytime you have it like this, so your answer can also be written as minus 1 comma 4. There's either this or this. Now, if this is clear to you, please help me solve this. Help me solve the absolute value of x plus 5 less than 1. So help me solve this and tell me the answer. I'm giving you 30 seconds because I'm done with absolute value. Once you solve this, I'm done with absolute value. I will go to the next type of inequality. So solve this quickly. Help me. Giving you 30 seconds. So please hit the like button. Hit the like button so that YouTube can quickly recommend it for others. Precious says blur. I want to believe it's from your own end. Is it blur to other people or just from her end? Because the network is still strong this time. Is it blur for every other person or is just okay? Okay. Okay. Okay, it's clear. All right, solve the question, please. Hello. All right, I'm just trying to solve. Hit the like button. Hit so that you don't forget. Hit the like button so that other people can be notified. Hit the like button. Hit it so you don't forget. Hit the like button so you don't forget. Hit it. I can see it's increasing. Hit. Now let me solve it. Thank you for your comment. Now let's solve this together so that we can move on. Remember we said you have x plus 5, right? Since this is less than, you're going to say less than, you're going to say less than. Since it is less than, positive of the number is in front, negative of the number is at the back, right? Yes. Now notice, this is plus 5. So it means you're going to subtract 5 from every side. You're going to do what? Subtract 5 from all sides. So it means I'm going to say minus 1 minus 5 less than what? X plus 5 minus 5 less than what? 1 minus 5. I'm subtracting 5. Why? Because this is plus. I have to subtract 5. So minus 1 minus 5 is minus 6 less than what? X. This would go, right? Yes. Less than 1 minus this is minus 4. So this is my answer. That is it. Or better still, you can just say open bracket. Remember, this is a strict inequality, so it goes with open bracket minus 6 to minus 4. So this is our answer. I hope this is very clear now. Yes, if it is greater than, same concept, but the difference with greater than, I think I should do a greater than problem. The difference with greater than is if you have maybe absolute value of x minus 2 greater than 3. Say you have this, remember this is greater than. For greater than you want to solve, you're going to do the same thing, x minus 2, but here will always be less than, irrespective of whether here is greater than. This is always in this direction. What makes the difference? The negative of this number is what you place in front, the positive is what you place behind. That's what makes the difference. So now, this is minus 2, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to add 2 to every side. So I have 3 plus 2 less than x minus 2 plus 2 less than minus 3 plus 2. So this is going to give me 5 less than, this would go right, x less than what now? It's going to give me minus 1. Now watch. Because this original inequality is greater than, you don't leave your answer like this because it doesn't make sense. If you look at it and think of it, it doesn't make sense. Because this is greater than, for greater than, you usually split your answer. So you would say x is less than minus 1 or x. Now watch. This is the first part, x less than minus 1. The second part is 5 less than x. If you say 5 is less than x, it means that 5 is greater than, if you say 5 is less than x, it means that x is greater than 5. So you can say x greater than 5. So these are the two answers we have. Now, how do we put these two answers on in an interval notation? Please follow me and follow me very carefully. To put it in an interval notation, anyway, let me just show you. You have this. This is negative infinity, this is infinity. What are the numbers we have? We have minus 1, and 5. Now look at your inequality. X greater than 5, it means that 5 is pointing forward. Look at it, greater than, pointing forward. So this is what you have. Then the other one is what? X less than minus 1 is going where? Backward. X going backward. So it means that your answer is from minus infinity to minus 1. So from minus infinity to what? Minus 1. Open bracket. Nothing is here. Then that's why you say union. From here now to here. Union 5 to infinity. So this is your answer. From here to here, which is this first place, union from here to here. This is your answer. If this is clear, please say it is clear. I will move on. If it is clear, tell me that it is clear. I'll move on. Arueze says, sir, please, in absolute value of inequalities, when dividing by negative sign, does the sign change? Yes. Anytime you're dealing with inequalities, once you are dividing by a negative, the sign will change. Thank you. Arua answered it. Thank you, Arua. Okay, it's clear. Thank you. Thank you. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Don't forget to join the WhatsApp group. A lot of people have joined. I need you to join. So I'm done with absolute value inequalities. The next, remember I said we have 4 types. I've showed you linear, showed you absolute value. Now I want to show you the third one, which is what? Quadratic. Number 3 is quadratic inequality. So quadratic inequality, how do you identify? Whenever the power of x squared and is inequality, means you're dealing with quadratic inequality. I'll show you this way to solve it. So for example, say you have x squared minus 5x plus 6 less than 0. Now, I hope you don't need a soothsayer to tell you that this is a quadratic inequality. Of course, you don't need a soothsayer. Why? Because the highest power of x is 2 and you have inequality. So how do you solve quadratic inequalities? So maybe the moment I finish this, I might enter, once I finish inequalities, I might need to enter quadratic equations. So that, because you need these inequalities to be able to do quadratic equations. So maybe I'll do it. But if you don't want that, then I'll solve questions and you tell me the next topic you want me to explain. So this is what we have. Now, if you want to solve quadratic inequalities, what you do is pretend that you're not seeing the inequalities. Pretend it is not there. Solve the quadratic equation the way you know. So I'm going to write x squared minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. I am pretending that this inequality is not there. Is at the end, I will now see that inequality. So just follow these steps. Now, if you have this, you meet this is a quadratic equation, you should be able to solve this. Let me show you the general way of solving quadratic equation. You multiply the first and the last. What is the coefficient there? The coefficient is 1. 1 times 6 is 6, right? Yes. So you look for two numbers such that when you multiply those two numbers, it will give you 6. When you add those two numbers, it will give you -5. That's quadratic equation. Those two numbers are 2 and 3. So that 2 times 3 is 6. -2 minus 3 is -5. So I'm going to have x squared minus 2x minus 3x, then plus what? Plus 6. I just replaced this with -2x and -3, then plus 6 equal to what? 0. So if you group this, what is common in this first bracket? You have x is common, you bring it out, you have x minus 2, right? This bracket must be x minus 2. So you ask yourself, what will you place here? So that when you use it to multiply this, it will give you -3. Obviously, it is -3. So when you say -3 times this is -3x, -3 times this is +6. So I will take this, so that is x minus 3. And then I'll take one of this, which is x minus 2 equal to what? 0. So I have x minus 3 equals 0, or x minus 2 equals 0. I have x equal to 3, or x equal to what? 2. So these are the two values. These are the two values of x I have. So see what I'm going to do. I'm going to take them to a number line. So this is negative infinity, this is infinity. So when I take those two values to the number line, the one that is smallest should come first, which is 2, and then 3. I hope you are still following me. Yes, now watch. Anytime you are dealing with less than, anytime you are dealing with what? Less than, either less than or equal to, anytime you're dealing with any one of them, your answer will always be this way. Your answer would move towards each other. Did you get what I just explained? Anytime you are dealing with less than like this, or less than or equal to, anytime you're dealing with any of these two, your answer would always move towards each other. We carry out what you call sign test, but don't do it in exam so you don't waste your time. So your answer will move towards what? Each other. So it means that the answer to this question, watch, the answer to this question, I can say one of them is x. Please, what is this inequality? This thing is greater than, and it is under what? 2. So I can say x is greater than 2, or I can say x. Please, what is this inequality? This is less than. I can say x is less than what? 3. This is my answer. Now, but you will not see it this way in the option. So you have to combine it. So I told you that if you are dealing with a less than, you can combine. You want to combine, just place x in between. Say less than, you combine. And you're already saying that x is less than 3. So you put 3 here, put 2 here. So this is how you would usually see it in exam. If you don't see it this way in exam, then you remember it's going to be from 2 to 3 because you are in here. So it's going to be 2, 3. What kind of bracket are we going to use? Remember, this is a strict. So we're using what? Open bracket. So this is our answer. Either this or this is our answer. So if this is clear, say clear. Now there's a question under quadratic that came out in that exam I'm talking about, last year's exam, last year or last 2 years exam, which I have. So I'll be giving you, if this one is clear, say clear. I want to give you one to solve, so that I'll see those of you that understand what I've explained. So if it is clear, say clear. So I have one. So if it's clear, say clear. So I'll give you my own from that exam. Clear. Less than, equal to, the answer will move towards each other. Thank you. Thank you, divine, divine praise. Thank you. The last part is not clear, sir. Okay. Don't worry, when I give you this one, I will solve it from there. So I have this, solve the inequality x squared plus 2x minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. So solve this. Option A, option B, option C, option D, so solve this. Giving you 30 seconds. Don't joke with these questions I'm giving you. These are samples of the nature of tomorrow's exam. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Drop your subscription. All right? We have 69 people and 35 likes. So don't forget, I know some of you forgot. So hit the like button, please. Hit the like button, all right? I'm giving you 30 seconds to solve. Don't just pick option to solve. Solve. Or somebody has picked option already. If you finish solving, then you can pick option. Instead of you writing a long answer, just if you finish solving, tell me your correct option. Okay. So I think I should solve it now. B. Most people are saying B. If you are saying B, it means that the concept is not clear. Let me tell you one of the first things you should know. All right? Now notice, anytime you are dealing with greater than, please stop writing at this point and just listen. Anytime you are dealing with greater than, your answer is always going to carry infinity. So it means if I'm to pick an answer without solving, my answer will be between C and D. And I can even solve only the quadratic part and I will pick my answer without even knowing the inequality. So this is a greater than. It means your answer will be between C and D that is having infinity. So A and B cannot be your answer. The only time A and B can be your answer is if you are dealing with a less than. Less than, your answer will always be between the two numbers. Between two numbers, less than. If it is greater than, it cannot be between two numbers. Let's solve. Now, if you want to solve this, first thing we want to do is to solve the quadratic. Remember, we have x squared plus 2x minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. This is what we have. I would solve the quadratic. So I would solve it quadratically. So it means I would say equal to 0. Now see what I'm going to do. Anytime the coefficient of x squared is 1, you can solve this way. Just put x here, put x here. Now you ask yourself, what are two numbers that when I multiply to give me minus 3? When I add those two numbers to give me plus 2. Who can tell me? Two numbers that when you multiply to give you minus 3, it is 3 times 1, right? And when you add them, it will give you plus 2. So it is plus 3 and minus 1. Plus 3 and minus 1. So this is what you have. This is what you have. So what are we going to do? We're going to say x plus 3 equals 0, x equals minus 3, or x minus 1 equals 0, x equals 1. So the two values of x I have will be minus 3 and 1. So without even solving the inequality, let me see, minus 3 and 1. So my answer, correct answer is going to be C. From here, just from here. But I know minus 3 is less than 1, so minus 3 should come first. That's why this is the answer. Now let's draw a number line so that we'll see. So minus infinity and infinity. Which one is coming first? It is minus 3. And the next one is 1, right? Now I told you that anytime you are dealing with greater than, what will happen? The inequality would separate, they will go apart from each other. Alright? Anytime you're dealing with greater happen, it will go apart. So it is going this way. If you are dealing with less than, it will jam each other. If you are dealing with greater than, it will do what? Go apart. In case you don't know it now. If you are dealing with less than, how they move? They will jam, they will come to each other. If you are dealing with greater than, it will move away from each other. So this is greater than, so it's moving away from each other. Did you get the concept? Yes. Now watch. This thing is telling you that you are coming from minus infinity to minus 3. So minus infinity to minus 3. Close bracket, because this is carrying or equal to, so close bracket, union 1 to what now? Infinity. So this is your answer, which is option C. I hope that is clear. So you see how I chose my answers. First, without solving, if you understand these things very well, you will not waste time in the exam, trust me. So I just got my value of x and y, and I was able to choose that the correct answer is C. How did I know? I know that minus 3 is less than 1, so it means minus 3 must be coming first. In this case, minus 1 is not even what you got, so this cannot be your answer. So you can see how we can choose without even knowing this. You choose. Now, I've told you, if you are dealing with greater than, your answer cannot be this kind of thing. You are dealing with greater than, your answer must carry infinity. If you are dealing with less than, your answer will never carry infinity. Mark my words. If what I've said is clear to you, say move on. I want to do the last part. Say move on quickly. If what I've explained is clear to you, please tell me to move on. Say move on. Say move on. All right. So the last part, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. We have a YouTube. I created a new WhatsApp group, and you need to be on that group. Not just for first semester, for second semester. I will be giving you a lot of things on that WhatsApp group. A lot. You need to be on that WhatsApp group. Tell anybody in UNN to be on that WhatsApp group. Anybody in science in UNN, tell them to be on that WhatsApp group. It's very important. Anybody you know. One of the things you will do for me today, one of the things you're going to do for me, to tell me that you appreciate what we are doing so far. It's not easy to have a live session. It's not easy. It's one of the most difficult things you will do, to have a live session. Now, and when you're having the live session, you teach, and you notice that network is having issues, and you're communicating without the students getting you. It just drains your energy somehow. So you notice I'm talking calmly now. I want to reboost my energy because it drains energy. Now, quickly, we want to look at the fourth part. The fourth part is what you call rational inequality. Rational inequality. Anytime you hear rational means something that has numerator and denominator. Something that has what? Numerator and denominator is a rational function. It's usually of the form P of x over Q of x. So this is a rational function where Q of x is not 0. So rational function is usually numerator and what? Denominator. So anytime you have a rational function that has inequality, you call that rational inequality. I'm going to use an example to explain, but I want you to note maybe 2 things for me, please. Make sure you are not eating while watching this, because this is a very serious period. Your exam is tomorrow. One exam you should never joke with, don't fail, is maths. Don't fail it. Don't fail maths, I promise you. So, now one of the things I want you to note for me when you are solving rational inequality is that numerator can use open bracket for this or this. Sorry. Yes. Numerator can use open bracket. Numerator, that is what you have on top. Please take notes so that when I'm explaining with an example, you understand. For your numerator, if you have strictly greater than or strictly less than, what kind of bracket will you use? Open bracket. If this or this, comma, you use what now? Closed bracket. Use what now? Closed bracket. For numerator. So it means for your numerator, you can use open bracket or you can use what? Closed bracket. But for denominator, only use open bracket. For denominator, you would only be allowed to use what? Open bracket. So I want to rub this and use an example to do it. Just one example and I'm done. I will go to the problem solving, right? Then come back. Maybe you say trigonometry or complex number or binomial. I will run it through, right? I believe I can rub this so that you will understand it with an example. So say we have this problem. We have 2 over x plus 1 less than 1 over x minus 2. Solve. So they want us to solve this. Now, I hope you agree with me that this is a rational inequality. Yes. You have numerator and denominator, numerator and denominator. And when you have rational inequalities, the first thing you want to do is to write it so that the right hand side carries 0. So it's going to be 2 over x plus 1. When this whole thing crosses, I'll have minus 1 over x minus 2 less than 0. Do you understand what I've done? Yes. The next thing I want to do is to take LCM. LCM is just this times this. So LCM is x plus 1, x minus 2. That is LCM, right? Now, see what I'm going to do. X plus 1 will cancel x plus 1, and I'm left with x minus 2. And x minus 2 times 2. We're going to have 2 into x minus 2, right? Yes, now I have minus. X minus 2 will cancel x minus 2, right? Yes, you are left with x plus 1. X plus 1 times 1 is still x plus 1. Did you notice I used brackets? Yes, less than what? 0. So I'm going to expand this. So 2 times x is 2x. 2 times this is minus 4. Now open. Minus times this is minus x. Minus times this is minus 1. Divided by what? X plus 1. X minus 2 less than what? 0. Now what do you have? 2x minus x. 2x minus x is what? Is x. Minus 4 minus 1 is minus 5. Solve for the critical point. Solve for the what? Critical point. The critical point simply means equating the numerator to 0. So my numerator is x minus 5 equal to 0. So x is equal to 5. Now this is numerator. I'm using n to denote it. The next is for my denominator. For my denominator, I have x plus 1 equals to 0 and x equals minus 1. Also, I still have x minus 2 equals 0, x equals what? 2. So I have two values for my denominator. That is the next thing you will do. Solve for the critical point, which simply means find the values of x from numerator and from what? Denominator. So I have three values of x, which is 5, minus 1, and 2. Right? Now, if this is clear, the last step is to take it to your number line. Now, this is the final and most important step. Drop everything you are doing now and pay attention. So this is what you have. Negative infinity, infinity. Drop all these numbers on your number line. So on my number line, the smallest number is minus 1, followed by what? 2, and then what? 5. These are all the numbers. Please, this place is critical, especially if you are also offering mass 103. Mass 103. Watch. Sign. I don't know whether I can rub this. I don't know. So if I can rub this part, tell me. Say yes. If I can rub it, so I'll use this part. If I can rub it, say yes. Or rather, let me continue. Let me manage the space. Now, sign test says pick a number. How many intervals do we have here? We have 4 intervals. This is interval 1, interval 2, 3, and 4. We have 4 intervals. Pick a number from any of the intervals. Test it in the original, in the expression you got. Test it there and check the sign. We are not interested in the answer. We're interested in the sign. Whether the answer is positive or negative. That is what we're interested in. So now, can somebody tell me a number in this interval? In fact, what is the simplest number you can find in this interval? The simplest. You are correct. In this place, you're going to find 0. You're going to find 1. 0 and 1, you will find them here, and the simplest is 0. So I will use 0. You can use 1. You can still use this interval. If you come to this interval, what is the simplest number you find? You find 3. You find 4. If you come here, you find 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. If you come here, you find minus 2, minus 3, and so on. But I want to use this one because it is easiest. Always use the interval where you have 0. It's easy. So I am working with this interval. I hope you are taking note of it. And I'm using which number from this interval? I'm using 0 to test. So it means in this equation, anywhere I see x, I'm going to put 0. So I have 0 minus 5. Can you see it? This is x. 0 minus 5 all over 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 into 0 minus 2. So what do I have? 0 minus 5 is minus 5. 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 minus 2 is minus 2. If you solve this whole thing, please, did you notice that minus times minus is plus? So my answer becomes plus 5 over 2. Please, I am not interested in 5 over 2. I'm only interested in what? The sign. What is the answer? Positive. The answer is what? Positive. That is what I need. I want to know whether the answer will be positive or negative. And I have discovered that it is positive. Why is it positive? Because this minus will cancel this minus under. So the overall answer is what? Positive. What it simply means is that this interval will always be what? Positive. Once you have determined the sign of one interval, you can alternate that sign to get the sign of other intervals. So if this is plus, here will be what? Minus. Here will be what? Plus. If this is plus, this one as before, it should be what? minus. Are you getting me? If you have gotten me up to this point, please say it is clear. Say it is clear. Network again. Please, network should not start again. I don't have strength. If you have gotten me up to this point, say it is clear. Thank you. Say it is clear. Thank you. Because I want to rub. Now, so remember, my original inequality. Watch. My original inequality is less than. Is what? Less than. Can you see it? Yes, it is less than. Please, anytime you see less than 0 is talking about negative. If you see greater than 0, it's talking about what? Positive. Now we have less than 0. It means we are interested in what? Please, you are correct. Negative. Take notes. How do I know we need negative? Because this is less than 0. Less than 0 means negative. So I will go. I am interested in the negative part of all these things. The first negative part is from minus infinity to minus 1. Minus infinity to what? Minus 1. Did you notice I use open bracket for my infinity? Yes, as always. Now to minus 1, please, what kind of bracket will I use for minus 1? You ask yourself. Minus 1 is coming from the denominator. It's coming from what? Denominator. And I told you denominator must always be open bracket. Denominators must always be what? Open bracket. So automatically I have open bracket. So first negative is from here to here. What is the next negative? It is from 2 to 5. So I'll say union 2, 5. Now I have a burden. What will I use? What kind of bracket will I use for 2? Of course, did you see the kind of inequality you have? Yes, the type of inequality I have means I'll be dealing with only open bracket, both up and down. Only open bracket, both up and down. So it means I have this, I have this. That's my answer. This thing means only open bracket, up and down. Please watch. Assuming, I hope you are following. I want to make an assumption. Assuming I have not written this, let us say watch so that I don't get confused. Assuming this is the original thing I have, this is less than or equal to. What do you think this answer would be? I will ask myself, where is 2 coming from? 2 is coming from denominator. It will still be open bracket. What about 5? 5 is coming from where? Numerator. So because 5 is coming from numerator and I have or equal to, I'm going to now use close brackets. Because numerator, the kind of bracket your numerator uses is dependent on your inequality. The type of bracket you use for your numerator is dependent on your inequality. But your denominator uses only open bracket. Denominator uses only what? Open bracket. But please, let me go back to the question I have. This is what I originally have. So it means if this is what I originally have, this is it. Please, I am believing that it is clear. So just tell me to move on because I'm done with this topic. So tell me to move on. Okay. Chinasa say move the phone a little backward. Can you see it now? Chinasa, is it okay? Chinasa, is it okay? Chinasa, is it okay? All right. I'm done with quality. Now, please, can we do problem solving now from that past exam question? Can we start solving? Maybe we'll solve the first 5. Tell me, what do you think? So from that past question I'm talking about, I want to solve maybe 5 questions. If we solve 5, maybe while we are solving, if we get to a topic that you say, oh, teach this one, I will now teach it. What do you think? Tell me what you think. If you want me to go that way, let's go that way. Tell me. Okay, Amarachi say yes. Yes. Okay, thank you. Let's go that way. Let's go that way. Yes. Yes. All right, let's go that way. So we have my first one here, which says simplify. I will not be putting the option because of time. Simplify n minus 1 factorial over n factorial minus n factorial over n plus 1 factorial. This is the question. Simplify this. Simplify this, and I will solve. Now, this is a question under factorial. Let me remind you, how does factorial behave? Factorial is a compressed way of writing the product of successive numbers that differ by 1. So what do I mean? If you have 4 factorial, this factorial is hiding a lot of things. If I want to remove this factorial, this thing is going to be 4 times, I'll be reducing it. I'll be reducing this 4 by 1. If I remove 1 from 4, what will it be? 3. I'm going to remove 1 from 3. What will it be? 2. I'm going to remove 1 from 2. What will it be? 1. Right? Yes. Or you can just say 1 factorial. But note, 1 factorial is always 1. 0 factorial is always 1. 1 factorial is what? 1. 0 factorial is what? 1. 1 factorial is what? 1. 0 factorial is what? 1. Don't forget that in your life. So it means that 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is actually 12 is 24, which is 24. Do you understand how factorial works? Yes, factorial means you are decreasing it. You are what? Decreasing it. You are decreasing it by what? 1. It means you are subtracting 1. So that is how factorial works. I want to give you a simple thing before I solve this so that it makes sense to you. Now, if you have, let's say, 4 factorial over 6 factorial. Now, if you have this, I want you to never try this in your whole lifetime. Some people that are very good with maths would rush and say factorial will cancel factorial. If you do that, you have violated the principle that was introduced by Algebra Mukabala. Don't try that. So factorial can never cancel factorial. So you need to expand. Now, when do you expand? You have 4 and you have 6. If you want to expand, please expand the bigger number. If you want to expand, please expand which one? The bigger number. Leave the small one the way it is. So it means this is going to be 4 factorial the way it is. Abi? Yes. So what is 6 factorial? I will be reducing it. So it's going to be 6 times 5 times 4 factorial. I will not continue. Why would I stop here? Because I saw 4 factorial up. So I'll say, let me stop there. Because if I stop there, I can now say 4 factorial can cancel 4 factorial. Remember, I did not say factorial cancel factorial. The number attached to the factorials must be the same before you can cancel. So 4 factorial will now cancel 4 factorial. Then above, I am left with only 1 all over. Under, I'm left with 6 times 5, which is what? 30. So this becomes my answer. I believe this is clear. If it is clear to you, this is exactly what I'll be doing in this question. Right? Yes, now let's do this question. Now ask yourself, n minus 1 and n, which one is bigger? Remember, in factorial, you expand the bigger one. So you ask yourself, between n minus 1 and n, which one is bigger? Imagine that you have n and you are removing 1 from n, and you have n, you did not remove anything. Which one is bigger? This n is bigger than n minus 1. I hope you agree, yes. So now it means this is the one I'm going to expand. And how do you expand n? Remember, if you want to expand 6, you first write 6. Then you now reduce 6 by 1. You start from that thing itself. So this is going to be n minus 1. I'm not touching it because it is the small boy. I'm not touching it. All over. I want to expand this. I have to start from this. So I'll say n. Then I'll reduce n by 1. So I'll now say n minus 1 factorial. I can continue to say n minus 2, n minus 3. But why will I stop at n minus 1? Because I am seeing n minus 1 up. I'll stop because I know they can cancel out. Right? Yes. So all these things minus. Now let's check again. Between n and n plus 1, which one is bigger? Of course, you are correct. N plus 1 is bigger. Imagine you are adding 1 to something, but this one you didn't add anything. This is bigger. So it means I'll be reducing this. So I'll leave up the way it is. N factorial all over. If I want to reduce this, I'll first start from itself, which is n plus 1. I'll start from it. Then the next one will be what? N plus 1. Then I'll remove 1. Did you get it? The first, I'll start with itself, which is n plus 1. The next thing, I'll say n plus 1, I will remove 1 because I'm always removing 1. So now watch. Are you seeing that this would fizzle this? Yes. And I'll be left with 1 over n, because n is under, minus, this is n factorial, all over what? N plus 1, which is this. Then this part becomes what? Did you notice that plus 1 and minus 1 will be 0? Then you'll be left with only what, please? N, then factorial, which is outside. Did you see that? Because plus 1 and minus 1 will go. It becomes 0. You are left with only n factorial, n factorial. What are you seeing again? N factorial will fizzle n factorial. So I have 1 over n minus 1 over n plus 1. Right? Can I leave my answer this way? Yes, but in the question that I gave, this is not in the option. So what they did is that they got LCM. They got LCM. So what is the LCM going to be? The LCM between these two things. LCM is always multiplying the two things, but you don't need to expand. So the LCM is n plus 1. This is the LCM, right? So what am I going to do? N will cancel n. You are left with only n plus 1. N plus 1 will multiply 1. You have n plus 1. Again, n plus 1 will cancel n plus 1. You are left with only what? N. N will give you what? Minus n. So what do you think will happen? This will fizzle because n minus n will go. So you are left with what now? You are left with 1 over n into n plus 1. That is your answer. If it is clear, say move on. Move on quickly. Say move on, move on, move on. Can you still see me? Network again. Who is this person? Abuchi. I hope it's not is your own network. Yes, yes, I can see a lot of attempts. Ah, Rita say my phone is far from the board. So you want me to zoom it again? Is that preferred? It's getting dark. Let me put on the gen. I don't know what NEPA is doing to us, but there's no challenge. I'll put on gen now. I hope I have enough fuel to sustain us. All right. Let's take one more question before I put on the gen. All right. Since you can still see. All right. So they said the fourth term of an AP is 15 and the seventh term is 6. Find the nth term. find the nth term. So option A, 24 plus 3n. Option B, 24 minus 3n. Option C, 27 plus 3n. Option D, 27 minus 3n. So let me use this time. So while you're attempting it, let me use this time to put on the gem. All right. So while you're attempting, let me put on the light. Hit the like button. Hit the like button if you are yet to like this video. All right. Please do that for us. Why are you people complaining? It's too close. It's too far. I don't understand though. Hmm? I hope you can see now. All right. So let me solve this. I believe you can see now. Let me solve this. Okay, let me solve now. Now they said the fourth term of an AP, I am going to summarize AP for you, right? Now AP is arithmetic progression. It is a sequence or a series where the difference between any successive terms is constant. AP, arithmetic progression, is a sequence, or it is a what? Series, where the difference between any successive term is what? Constant. So in AP, you talk about common difference. So what are the formulas you need to know in AP? Number one, you need to know the formula for nth term, which we usually denote as Tn. Nth term, which is what? A plus n minus 1d. This is the formula for nth term. When you say nth term is talking about position. Nth term is talking about what? Position. If I have something like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on, please, how do I know this is an AP? First, I want to check 4 minus 2 is what? Is 2. 6 minus 4 is 2. 8 minus 6 is 2. It means that this is what? An AP. So remember I said nth term means position. So if I tell you what is the first term means the term that is occupying the first position. What is that term? It is 2. The term that is occupying the first position is 2. What is the second term? The second term is the term occupying position number 2, which is what? 4. What is the third term? The third term is the term occupying position number 3, which is what? 6. So that position 3, position 2, position 1, position 10, those positions are what you call nth term. So nth term talks about position. So when you say what is the third term, it means what is the term occupying third position, which is what? 6. So that is what this formula talks about. So in this formula, A represents first term. In this case, what is the first term? 2. So N is the nth term. So if you're talking of third term, then N is 3. Seventh term, N is what? 7. Then what is D? D is common difference. So that is one of the formulas you should know for AP, the nth term, very important. And another one you should know is the sum of n terms. Sum of what? N terms. That is to say, sum of first 3 terms, sum of what? First 4 terms, sum of what? First 5 terms, and so on. Sum of n terms is n over 2 into 2a plus what? N minus 1 times what? D. So this is what you have. This is what you have as your nth term. This is what you have. I hope that is clear to you. Yes, this is sum of n terms. So these are basically what you need to know. And you should also know that nth term. You should also know that nth term can also be gotten from Sn, that is sum of n terms minus sum of n minus 1 term. So if you want to find nth term, you get sum of n term, you subtract it, you subtract sum of n plus minus 1 term from it. Is that clear to you? Yes. Let me let you understand this. For example, you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so on, right? Now, if I say, what is the third term? Okay, let's say, if I say, what is the second term? Who can tell me the second term in this place? The second term is 4. The second term is what? Is 4. Now, if I don't want to follow this to get this, I can still use this formula, right? Now, what do you think this formula is telling us? So I'm going to say, remember I want to find second term. I'm going to say S2. I'm going to find S2. This S2 means sum of the first 2 terms. That is 2 plus this, which is what? 6. Abi? 2 plus 4, which is what? 6. Then I'm going to find Sn minus 1, that is 2 minus 1. I'm going to find S1 term. What is S1? S1 is just the sum of the first term, which is what now? Only 2, which is 2. So if I say S2 minus S1, what would this thing give me? 6 minus 2, which is what? 4. Is it corresponding to the nth term I got? Yeah, so that's why I told you that nth term is Sn minus 1 term to still give you nth term. Please take note of these formulas. If it is clear, please say move on. If it is clear, please say move on. If it is clear, please say move on. Right, thank you. Now, let me come back to the question. This is basically what you should know about AP. So let me come back to the question I have. So the question says the fourth term of an AP is 15. So that is to say T4, the fourth term. How do we find fourth term? We're going to use A plus 4 minus 1 into D. Abi? So the fourth term T4 is A plus, what is 4 minus 1? 3. So A plus 3D. And they told us that that fourth term, the fourth term of an AP is 15. So this is equal to 15, equation 1. Again, they said, and the seventh term is what? 6. That is to say T7. T7 is going to be A plus 6D. If you're finding the 7th term, you say A plus 6D. If you're finding the 12th term, you say A plus 11D. If you're finding the 10th term, you say A plus 9D, like that. Remember, we're finding 4th term, we say A plus 3D. And the 7th term they told us is equal to what? 6. So this is equation 2. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to solve these 2 equations simultaneously to find A and D. So I'm going to solve it. So what I'm going to do, I'll say A, I'll subtract. A minus A is 0. 3D minus 6D is going to give me minus 3D. I say 3 minus 6. 3 minus 6 is minus 3. minus 3d equal to 15 minus 6 is going to give me 9. It's going to give me 9. So what do I do here? I'm going to say that d is equal to 9 over minus 3, which is minus 3. So my d is minus 3. So I need to get a now. I'll get a using any of these two equations. So let me start with the first one. So using the first one, I'll say a plus 3d. 3d. What is our d? Minus 3 equals 15. So I'll say a. And this time this is minus 9 equals 15. So I'll say a is equals 15 plus 9, which is equal to what? 24. So a is equal to what? 24. Now the question says find the what? Nth term. Find the what? Nth term. Remember, nth term is Tn equals a plus n minus 1 d. So Tn is what they want us to find. I know a. A is 24 plus n minus 1 times my d. My d is minus 3 times minus 3. So what do I have? 24. Let's expand. Minus 3 times n is minus 3n. Minus 3 times this is plus 3. So it means I have 24 plus 3 is 27 minus 3n. So my nth term is 27 minus 3n. So which option? Option D is the correct option. So if it is clear, say move on. If it is clear, say move on. If it's clear, say move on. Please help me hit the like button. Help me hit the like button. Help me hit the like button. Thank you. Precious, say not clear. Might still meet another problem anyway. So let me move on. We don't have time. So I have my question number 3, which says express sine 75 degree in surd form. Express that in surd form. I have options, but let me save time. Express this in surd form. So I'll do that quickly. Now, 75, let me tell you, in trigonometry, you have angles that you call special angles, and you also have angles that you call compound angles. You have two sets of angles. One is called special angles. What are special angles? Special angles are those angles that you can obtain their values, their trig ratios, without using calculator. Then what are compound angles? Compound angles are angles that are gotten by adding or subtracting two or more special angles. This is what I mean. Special angles will include 30, 45, 60. These are the basic special angles you have. So whenever you hear of special angles, we're talking of 30, 45, and 60. Then what are compound angles? Compound angles are any angle you can get by combining any of these three. So we'll be combining two for your level. It's either you combine them by addition or subtraction. So if I say 30 plus 45, what will it give me? It will give me 75. So it means that 75 is a compound angle. So if I say 45 minus 30, what will it give me? 15 degree. 15 degree is a what? Compound angle. If I say 60 plus 45, what will it give me? To give me 105. It means that 105 is a compound angle, right? Which other way can you do? If you say 60 minus 45, it's still going to give you 15, right? Yes. If you say If you say 30 plus 60 is 90, so 90 can still be a compound angle, right? Yeah, so that's what we mean by compound angles. Angles that are gotten by combining two or more special angles in addition or subtraction. Is it clear to you? Yes, now we have what we call compound angle formulas. Compound angle formulas, you need to know it. But before we talk about the compound angle formula, somebody might be wondering, I have taught it over and over and over and over. Somebody might be wondering, if you say these ones are special and we can get them easily, so how do we get them without using calculator? Since you will not be using calculator tomorrow, I usually teach the finger method. Let me explain it. This is the finger method. So for the finger method, I'll label this 0, 30, 45, 60, and what? 90. Did you get it? So I can get all these angles, they are sine. So this place is for cosine, this place is for what? Sine. So anytime I'm looking for cosine, I'll start counting from this side and be going. Anytime I'm looking for sine, I'll start counting from this side and be going. And what is the formula you would use? It is PC equals root A over 2. What is PC? Prime concept formula, which is equal to root A over 2, right? Yes, please, you can tell me what A stands for. A stands for the number of fingers before the angle you are considering. A stands for what? The number of fingers before the angle you are what? Considering. So for example, let us say I want to find sine 30. I'm going to say that sine 30 is equal to root A over 2. Now I want to find A. Remember, I'm looking for 30. Where is 30? This is 30. Let me pinpoint it. Now, I'm looking for sine of 30. So it means I'll have to count from this side. How many fingers before 30 starting from here? It's only one finger. So it means my A is 1. Put 1 there. Now what is root 1? Root 1 is equal to 1 over 2. So it means that sine 30 is 1 over 2. Now you want to get cos 30, for example. Cos 30 is going to be root of A over 2, but I don't know what A is. So what am I going to do? I'm looking for 30. I'm going to pin up 30. But I'm looking for the cosine. It means I have to start counting from this side for cosine. So count for me. 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 fingers before 30. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put 3 here. So cos 30 is root 3 over 2. Is it clear? Yes. Say move on. Say move on if it is clear. I want to move on. Say move on if it is clear. Move on if it's clear, please. Be fast. Nobody is talking. Move on. Thank you. All right. Now, remember what we want to solve. I've explained special angle and I've taught you how to find it. Now, how do we find compound angles? We have what we call compound angle formulas, and there are 6 in number. I've given them before. Let me give it again. One of them is for sine. Sine A plus B is equal to what? Sine A plus B plus sine B cos A. So this is number 1. I will write all of them for you. Then you are going to screenshot it, memorize it. Will you see question under compound angle? Yes, I am 100% sure. At least 2 groups, if you are 7 groups writing an exam, at least 2 groups must find it. But usually every group. But let me just tell you how sure I am. At least 2 groups must see questions under compound angle. So do you need to memorize this? Yes. So sine A plus B is equal to sine A cos B plus this. And you also have sine A minus B, which is what? Sine A cos B minus sine B cos A. Now, what about for cos? You have cos A plus B equals what? Cos A cos B minus sine A sine B. I tell students that one of the things that can help you remember is to know that sine behaves like men, cosine behaves like what? Women. Sine behaves like what? Men. Cosine behaves like what? Women. Do you understand the idea? Yes. The idea is that a man likes to give to a woman. So for sine, you see sine, and it will say, okay, remember cos is a lady. So sine will say, okay, a man come, a woman come, a man come, a woman come. But if it is cosine, you see that cosine is a selfish person. Sorry, I'm just trying to explain, don't take it too serious. Now you see cosine wants to give to only ladies. So cosine will say cos come, sine before sine can now come. So for cosine, it brings cos first before it starts distributing to sine. And again, for you to see how cos behaves, when cos is positive, it wants to collect from the men. You see, it's negative, it means it's collecting from these men, it's collecting from them. Even when it has, it's collecting from them. So when it is plus, it is minus. Is it clear to you? Yes. So you have cos A minus B equals what now? Cos A cos B plus sine A sine B. So for cos now, when cos is negative here, it is now what? Plus here. Abi? Yes. So it means cos will be attaching itself, to be adding itself to men because it doesn't have anything, to be adding up to the men. So let me attach. Then what about tan? You have tan A plus B equals tan A plus tan B all over 1 minus tan A tan B. So if you have tan A minus B, it's going to be tan A minus tan B all over 1 plus tan A times tan B. So these are the formulas. If you have screenshots, it say move on. If you have screenshots, say move on. I think you've restored our light. Let me change over, please. Give me 1 minute. Let me change over. Oh. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. For the delay. Okay, normal. It's for education. Okay. uh, So can I move on now? Thank you. All right. All right. So sorry, NEPA is joking with us. They will bring the lights, take it. So quickly, let me rub this now. So for the ladies, don't be offended. I was just trying to say something because that is not how ladies behave. I have friends, very nice friends, and are ladies. So I was just trying to explain. Now, they say express sign 75 in short form. I hope the ladies did not log out of the video because of what I said. Express sign 75 in short form. Now, you want to ask yourself, how is 75 gotten? 75 is gotten by saying 45 plus 30. Are you aware? Yes, 75 is 45 plus 30. So it means that this would be your A and this would be your what? B. And you're dealing with addition. So you are using the formula sine A plus B equals sine A cos B plus sine what? B cos what? A. This is what you're going to use. So sine A, which is 45, plus B, which is 30, equals sine A, which is 45, cos B, which is 30, plus what? Sine B, which is 30, cos 45, which is A. Did you get what I've done? Watch it very carefully, you'll see. Remember A is 45, so I'm putting 45 here, B is 30, I'm putting 30 here, B is 30, A is 45. That is just what I did. So what do I have? I already taught you how to find this. Sine 45 using the finger method. You will notice that it is root 2 over 2. Cos 30, you will notice it is root 3 over 2. We got it just now. Plus sine 30, you will notice that it is 1 over 2 times cos 45, you will notice it is root 2 over 2. You need to know that sine 45 and cos 45 are what? The same, right? Yes, they've restored the light again, so I still need to change it. So what do we have? Now notice, you have 2 times 2 here. You have 2 times 2 here, so it means 4 outside. Remember, 4 is under, 2 times 2, 2 times 2 is 4, which is under. So something is common up, root 2 and root 2 is common. I'll bring it out, which is up. So I have root 2 over 4. What is left in this whole side is only root 3. Root 3. Remember, I brought 2 times 2 out as 4. I also brought root 2 out. So I'm left with only root 3 plus. Remember, I brought this root 2 out. I brought 2 times 2, which is 4 out. I'm left with 1. So this is my answer. If it's clear, say move on. If it is clear, please say move on. If it is clear, say move on. Uchechi say we are still here. Thank you. Okay. Okay, Fidel, thank you. All right, if it's clear, say move on. Let's go to the next question. So, all right, I believe if I ask you any other question here, you should be able to get it. I'll still ask you more, but let's move on for now. So they said the principal argument of 1 minus I is, so option A is 3 pi over 4, option B is 3 pi over, I think this is a mistake, let me just say over 2, option C minus 3 pi over 4, option D minus pi over 4. So the principal argument, can you attempt it? Let me see, can you attempt it and give me your answer? That is complex number. That is complex number. Any answer yet? Okay. Oh, because I wrote options. So, let's solve. You are just choosing option. So I'll give you a summary for principal argument. I think I've done this before. I'll give you a summary. If you are in first quadrant, your principal argument is going to be tan inverse of absolute value of y over x. If you are in, I hope you know this second quadrant. If you are in second quadrant, your principal argument is going to be pi. Pi means 180 minus tan inverse of y over x. If you are in the third quadrant, your principal argument is going to be tan inverse of y over x minus pi. If you are in the fourth quadrant, your principal argument is going to be minus tan inverse of y over x. These are the things you need to know. While I will give an addition, if you are on watch, if you are on the positive x-axis, your principal argument is always 0. If you are on the positive y-axis, your principal argument is 90, that is pi over 2. If you are on the negative y-axis, your principal argument is what? 180. If you are on the negative y-axis, your principal argument is what? Minus 90. Please screenshot this. Please screenshot this. Very important. Have you done so? Yes. Now watch. Let us solve this problem. I want to erase the option so I'll have space to solve. Now let us solve this. First, how do you know which quadrant a complex number would fall? You ask yourself. You know that the part that does not carry I is your x. So they gave you z as 1 minus I. So it means that x is equal to what here? 1. X is equal to what? 1. What is your y? Your y is the coefficient of I. What is the coefficient of I? It is negative 1. It is minus 1. That is the coefficient of I. So you would notice very quickly that your x is positive and your y is what? Negative. Your x is positive, your y is negative. Check. Where we have positive x, I hope you know this place is positive x and this place is negative y, so it means we are in between here. We are in between positive x and negative y, which is here. So this is what we are going to use as the fourth quadrant. Do you understand that? Yes, you understand. So what is the formula for my principal argument now? My principal argument is going to be negative tan inverse of absolute value of y. So y is minus 1 over x, which is 1. So I have negative tan inverse of, now absolute value removes negative. So it means I'm going to have this negative will disappear. I'm just having 1 over 1, which is 1. So please, negative, what is tan inverse of 1? It is 45 degrees. And you know 45 degrees is same thing as pi over 4. How do I know that 45 is pi over 4? To convert that, I've gotten my answer. My answer is minus pi over 4. I just want to show you. To convert, if you want to convert 45 degrees, just multiply it by pi over 180. Once you multiply any angle in degree by pi over 180, you get it in radian. So what do you think is happening here? You notice that 9 can go here, which will give you 5, right? Yes. 9 can go here, which will give you 2 and 0. 5 can go here, which will give you 1. 5 can go here, which will give you 4. So you have pi over 4. That is how I got this. So if I have explained this and it is clear to you, say move on. But I'm going to give you another example under principal argument, because you will see principal argument, trust me. You will see. So if you want one more example, or you want more examples, say give more example quickly. So I move. Say give more example. Say give more example, or move. Okay, I should not give example. I should not give example. You don't need the example. Okay, I'll give one more example. Let me refill my marker, because the rate at which this board consumes marker ink is very high. Somebody is already asking when we are stopping. When we are just starting, they're asking when we are stopping. Have we done anything? We are going to solve all the questions. So what if they say find the principal argument of z equals 1 minus 1 plus I? What if they want us to find the principal argument of this? What is it going to be? It's going to be x equals negative 1, and then y is equal to 1. Y is the coefficient of I. Are you aware? And the coefficient of I is 1, right? Yes, so that is what we have. So it means I'm asking myself negative x and positive y. Let's check. I hope you know this is negative x and this is positive y. In between negative x and positive y, can you see the formula? Yes, so the principal argument is going to be pi minus tan inverse of the absolute value of y, which is 1, over minus 1 for x. So I have pi minus tan inverse of, now watch, remember absolute value fizzles or eliminates negative sign. So I just have 1, maybe? Yes. So I have pi minus tan inverse of 1 is 45 degrees, which is pi over 4. Tan inverse of 1 is 45 degrees. Remember 45 degrees is pi over 4. So I'm going to say 4 times pi is 4 pi. 4 pi minus 1 pi is what? 3 pi over 4. So this is our answer. This is our answer. Say move on if it's clear now. Say move on quickly. All right. Sorry for the delay. I believe you have gotten this. Now, if you have z equals, let's say, 15i, and they say find the principal argument of this, what do you think it's going to be? Now, you ask yourself, what is x in this case? X is 0. What is y? Y is 15. Anytime any one of them is 0, it means that you are along the axis of the other one. Since x is 0, it means that we are on the y-axis. We are on the what? Y-axis. And which y-axis? Positive y. And along the positive y, what is the principal argument? Pi over 2. Somebody may ask, what if you have z equals 200i? The principal argument is still going to be pi over 2 because y is still positive. What if you now have z equals minus 17i? You will notice that you have negative y this time. So which is what now? Minus pi over 2. Are you taking note of that? Equals minus 120i. As long as it is negative, your answer will still be minus 90. What if you now have z equals 171? Only 171. I hope you know this is for x because it's not carrying I, so this is x. And which kind of x is this? Positive x. So it means your answer, principal argument, is 0. So that is what you need to know for principal arguments. Let's look at the next question. So the next question says, express 3 plus 2i into 4 plus I in the form a plus b. So this is what they want us to do. Let me write the options. 10 plus 11i minus 11 plus 10i minus 10 plus 11i, 11 plus 10i. So these are what we have. This is like multiplication of complex number. So this is multiplication of complex number, so it's easy to do. So let me show you how to multiply. So we say express this times this in the form a plus b. That is to say real number and imaginary parts. So if you want to multiply, you have 3 plus 2i multiplying 4 plus I. First thing I want you to note for me, I want you to note before I start, note that I raised to power 2 is equal to minus 1. I raised to power 2 is equal to what? Minus 1. Please don't forget that. Now, when you want to expand, what you're going to do is to pick this and combine it, right? Or distribute. So I'm going to have 3 distributing over 4 plus I, then plus this one now, 2i, distributing into 4 plus I. This is what you do. I've used 3 to distribute, I've used 2i to distribute, right? Yes. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times I is plus 3i. I'll come here. 2i times 4 is plus 8i. 2i times I is plus what? 2i squared. 2i times I is what? 2i squared. So what do I have? I have 12. 3 plus 8 is what? Plus 11i. Now somebody would say, what is I squared? Please, I squared is minus 1. So because I squared is minus 1, minus will change this plus. It becomes minus 2. Because this I squared is minus 1. Minus 1 times plus 2 is minus 2. Minus 1 times plus 2 is minus 2. So what do you have? 12 minus 2 is what? 10 plus 11i. So this is your answer, option what? Option A. If you are too fast, some of you might make mistake and tick D. See it. D is different. D is 11 plus 10i. They are not the same. So one of the things you should take note of in exam is when you solve, carefully look for the correct option. Don't rush and tick any option. All right? If it is clear, please say move on. Thank you. If it is clear, say move on. When you used to answer before him, everyone's expected the answer. Okay. Move on. All right. We have another one. The next question is that quadratic inequality which I gave you. So I've solved it. Then the next one, they says, to what sum does the series 1 over 1 plus x plus 1 minus x over 1 plus 1 plus x all squared plus 1 minus x all squared over 1 plus x all cubed plus 1 minus x all cubed over 1 plus x all power 4 plus this. So this is the question. So what they are saying is, to what sum does the series, this is a series. Series is always indicated with plus, but sequence is separated with comma. If I write something like this, 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on, because it is separated with comma, it is a sequence. But if I say 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8, then because it is separated with plus, it is what? A series. That is different. The same rule that applies to series applies to sequence. Now, if you look at this, this is actually going to be a GP, and I'll show you why it is a GP. But before I show you why, let me use few minutes and give you all the things you should know about GP. Right? For a GP, one of the things you should know for a GP is that for a GP is a series or a sequence where the ratio of any two consecutive terms is a constant. So in GP, you are talking about ratio, that is dividing one by the other. Right? So in GP, you have a common ratio, R. In AP, you have a common difference, D. So let me give you an example. If you have 2, 8, 12, 16, and so sorry. 2, 4, 8, 16, and so on, 32. If I have something like this, is this going to be an AP or a GP? Let's check. If you say 4 minus 2 is 2, or if you say 8 minus 4 is 4, so it's not an AP. So it means you should check whether it's a GP. So to know whether it's a GP, you say 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is actually 2. 8 divided by 4 is still 2. 16 divided by 8 is still 2. So it means that this is a what? A GP. It is a GP because whenever you divide consecutive terms, it gives you same answer. It is a GP. Alright? And that answer you get by dividing these two terms is what you call common ratio. Common what? Ratio. Now, in GP, you have the formula for nth term. The formula for nth term is AR raised to power n minus 1. So if they want you to find the fourth term, first term, second term, they are using this formula. A here represents the first term, R represents the common ratio. Another formula you need to know is the formula for sum of n terms. The sum of n terms is actually equal to what? Is equal to A into R raised to power n minus 1 all over what? R minus 1, right? Yes. Or you have Sn equals A into 1 minus R raised to power n all over what now? 1 minus R. You have this. So this is sum of a GP. This is the formula for sum of a GP. Now, some of you might think these two formulas are different, but they're actually the same. But in secondary school, they taught you something like this. They said you use this one when R is greater than 1, and you use this one when R is less than 1. So maybe you can still keep that memory, but notice that any one you use will give you the same result. So let's not debate that. So you have this. Then the last formula you need to know for GP is sum to infinity. Sum to infinity is A over 1 minus R. That is sum to infinity. Is it clear? I've not solved this question yet, so just take note of this. If you are following me and it's clear, say move on. Say move on quickly. Say move on. If you are joining us, please subscribe to this channel if you are yet to subscribe. Say move on. All right. Now let's see what this question. Anytime you are given a series and you see dot dot dot, you see dot dot dot, and there is nothing else after the dot dot dot, it means that that series is tending to infinity. When you see dot dot dot, nothing else again, there's no plus something after the dot dot dot, take note, it means it is a series that is tending to infinity. So they say, to what sum does this series converge? It means you want to find the sum of this series to where? Infinity. Sum to infinity is only a GP that has sum to infinity. So it means automatically I'm doing sum of a GP. You don't need a soothsayer to tell you. So if this is sum of a GP to infinity, the first term is this. So our first term A is 1 over 1 plus x. Now I want to find our common ratio R. Our common ratio is going to be this divided by this, or this divided by this, or this divided by this. Let me use this divided by this. That is our common ratio. So 1 minus x over 1 plus x all squared, that is this part, divided by this, which is 1 over 1 plus x. Have it? So I have R equals 1 minus x over 1 plus x, all what? Squared. When I change division to multiplication, I'll have 1 plus x divided by 1. So what do you think will happen? This will cancel one of this. So I'll have R to be what? 1 minus x all over what now? 1 plus x. So this is what I'll have as my common ratio. So how do I find sum to infinity? Sum to infinity is A over 1 minus R. So that is the formula I'm going to use. So what is my A? My A is 1 over 1 plus x all over 1, which is this one, minus my R. What is my R? 1 minus x all over 1 plus x. That is my R. So I'm going to solve this. So see what I'm going to do. I'm going to say 1 plus x times 1. So let me start from the numerator. 1 over 1 plus x, that is the numerator, all over. Now, 1 plus x times 1 is 1 plus x. Then this minus will affect this. Minus times this is minus 1. Minus times this is plus x. All over the denominator, 1 plus x. So that is what I have. So very quickly, if you have a problem like this and this will cancel out. So what do you have? You have 1 all over. What do you have here? I hope you know 1 minus 1 is 0. Then x plus x is what? 2x. So that is your answer. 1 over 2x. So watch it carefully. I want to move to the next question. Watch it carefully. And if it is clear now, say move on. Please watch it and say move on if it is clear. If it is clear, say move on. Can I move on? I have to be faster so that we can stop. Time is already very much spent. Please, if you are following us and you are yet to subscribe to our channel, please don't forget to do so. I can't overemphasize the importance of this channel. And I will be doing a lot of things on this channel. Remember, second semester, you'll be doing practical physics. I'm going to be having live sessions for practical physics. This time around, I'll be starting immediately they give you your practical physics manual. From the first experiment, I'll be doing it every day, so that as you do it in the lab, I'll do that experiment live. I will teach you what to do live, do the graphing, you will do it so that you don't make mistakes in your practical. So if you are yet to subscribe, but that particular time might be a special time. Those of you that are yet to subscribe, I might put those videos on membership. So it's better you subscribe so that I will do it for everybody. So now let's look at the next question. Next question says express 0.414141 and so on, recurring as a fraction. So they want you to express this as a fraction. So they want you to express this thing as a fraction. So the concept is you write the number that is recurring. You write the number that is recurring all over 10 to the power n minus 1. That is what you do. The number that is recurring all over 10 to the power n, the number of recurrence you have minus 1. So in this case, what is recurring is 41. So I have 41 over. Now, how many numbers are recurring? 0. So, 2 numbers are recurring. So I have 10 raised to the power 2. Because 2 numbers, 41, 4 and 1. So then minus 1. So what do I have? I have 41 over the power 2 is 100. 100 minus 1 is 99. So this is my answer. Now it is clear, but watch, exam can test you this way. Exam can give you something like 0.533333, so on. Say that you should express this as a fraction. Can you do that? Can you do that? Yes, we need to do it. So can we do this? Yes. Let me give you 30 seconds to attempt and I'll do it for you. I'll show you maybe 2 ways of doing that. And you will notice in this case you have 4, 1, 4, 1. But in this case you have 4. Then you start having 3, 3, 3, 3 recurring. You have 5 rather, start having 3, 3, 3, 3 recurring. So it's not exactly the same as this. So who has the answer? Let me see. Nobody. This is like the easiest thing you will see in exam. So everybody should give me an answer. I should solve it again. He's saying, is it blurry to everybody? I be to only Rita. Rita has been complaining this blurry since. 3/9. All right. So let me solve it. It means you have to bring out that part that is not recurring, which is 0.5. So this is same thing as 0.5 plus 0. Now this is going to be 0. This will be 0.333. So 0.0, 0.033333, and so on. So I have separated this number into, I brought out 0.5, then 0. This place will now become 0.0, then 333. Right? Now, everybody knows how to do this because 0.5 is just 1/2. Right? I've done this part. Then plus this one now, what is it going to be? This is going to be, what is this number? It's going to be 3 all over. 3 all over what now? 3 all over 9. 3 all over 9. Okay, let's do it a different way so that it's clear. So we have 0.0. I'll show you a shortcut, but I don't want to just do the shortcut so that I don't get confused. 0.0333333 and so on. Now this is what we want to do because this part is easy. So let me call this x, right? So if x is 0.033333, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply these two sides by 100. So I'll have 100 times x is 100x. 100 times this is going to be 1, 2. It's going to be 3.3333 and so on, right? Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract. So 100x minus 1x, what will it give me? 100x minus this is going to give me 99x equals this minus this. What is it going to give me? This minus this. So 3 minus this is going to give me 3. 3 minus 0 is 3. 3 minus this is what? 0.3. Others would go. You understand what I did? Yes. 3, this first part, 3 minus this part, which is 0. 3 minus 0 is 3. 3 minus this 0 again is 3. Then every other 3, this 3 minus this is 0, this 3 minus this will go, and so on like that. So if you do this, now, what do we have? Of course, I still have decimal. If I want to remove decimal, it means I need to multiply the two sides by 10 again to remove this decimal. So if I multiply here by 10, I have 990x. If I multiply this by 10, I have 1, I have 33. So x becomes 33 over 990. So that is what I have. So, and if you confirm that, you'll see. So you have this. So I believe we can still reduce this. So if you reduce this, 3 here would actually give you 3 and 3 is 1, will give you 11. 3 here is going to give you 3, 3, 0, Abi? Yeah. 3 in that is going to give you 3, 3, 0. So now, what you're now going to do is, remember, you have this part. So your final answer becomes this, which is 1/2 plus 11/330. So what is your LCM going to be? Your LCM is going to be, I think, 330. You can add it. 2 in this, let's see, 2 in 3 is 1. Remember, 2 in 3 is 1, remember 1, put 1. 2 in 12 is 6. Remember 1, put on 2 in 10 is 5. So 165. 165 plus, then this and this is 1. 1 times this is 11. So what do we have? If you add that, 10 plus 60, 70, 176. 176 over 330. So confirm that. Confirm that. So confirm that. That is the answer. So but I'm thinking that you can still reduce that. Thinking you can still reduce that. So that is the answer. Now let me think of the shortcut. There's the shortcut I'm thinking of. If we do 53 minus 5 divided by 9 and 0. Let's see. 53 minus 5, what will it give us? If you remove 5, 45 plus 3, 48. 48 over 90. So check this. It should still be the same thing. 48 by 90. So same thing. So alright. So which method do you prefer? Let me explain this. Let me explain this method. This one looks long. So if you prefer this, tell me, or if you understand this, tell me. Let me go to the next question. If you want me to explain this, tell me, let me know. Let me show you what I did there. So do you want me to explain it? Talk. Don't be discouraged. I just showed you a short way. Faustina. I have solved this and the answer is 176 over 330. You can reduce this to still give you 48 over 90. You can even still reduce this 48 over 90. Now, let me clean since you say you don't understand. Now, this is the question. The question says you should write this as a recurring decimal. I want to show you the shortcut. So, now the shortcut is you pick the first 2 digits after your decimal point, because you know 5 is an awkward number. So it means you pick 5, which is the awkward number, and the first number that is recurring. That is what gives me 53. You subtract from that number that is not recurring. You subtract from 53 the number that is not recurring, which is what? 5. So you are removing 5 divided by, it will always be 9. Then you can determine how many zeros you have. Now, because I have one number that is not recurring after the decimal point, the number that is not recurring after the decimal point, because it is 1, I'll put 1 0 here. Put only 1 0 here. So it means if I do 53 minus 5, it's going to give me 48 divided by 90. That is how I got this. If you understand, do for me 0.74444. Do this, tell me the answer. If you get what I've explained here now. Do it and tell me the answer fast. I'm waiting. Type it. I'm waiting. All right. All right. 67 over 90. Perfect. 60. Somebody says 69. All right. So I have, if I want to do it, I'm going to pick 74. 74 minus what now? 7 divided by 9. How many numbers are not recurring here? After the decimal point is 1, so I'm putting 1 0. 74 minus 7 is going to give me, remove 7 from this, you have 63 plus this, 67 over 90. So this is what you have, last one, so that you can digest it. What if they give you, let's say, 0.452222? What if I give you this? What would the answer be? What would the answer be? Quickly drop if you understand. What would the answer to this one be? Nobody? Nobody? My God. Okay. So concept is clear. So what will you do here? You would have 45, right? Yeah. 452 rather. 452. This is not recurring, you add one on it. So 452 minus 45, right? Divided by what? 9. How many zeros? 0, 0. So this is going to give you, remember you have two numbers that are not recurring, that's why it is 2 zeros. So this minus this, what will it give us? You can do that subtraction. Because you won't need calculator, but I don't want to waste my time. 452 minus 45, so which is 407 over 900. You can always confirm this with your calculator now. Of course, you won't do that in the exam. So let me give you the last one. They can give you 1.533333. Can you do this one? Same method. Can you do it? Drop the answer so I can move out fast. I'm waiting. No answer. Alright, let me do it and save our time. No answer. 41 over 900. 41 over 90. Alright, let me do it. So now, what do you have? You're going to have 1, 5, and 3. 1, 5, 3 minus the non-recurring is 1 and 5 minus 15 divided by 9. How many digits? After the point that is not recurring, it is 1 digit, so just a 0. So what do you have? 153 minus 15. Remove 10 from 150 is 140. Remove 5 from that is 135 plus 3, 138 over 90. So that is what you have. So I think I'm done with this. So let's move on with what we're solving. You can confirm that divided by 90. So that is correct. So is it clear? Is it clear? If it's clear, say move on. If it is clear, say move on. Thank you. Only one person got to divine praise. So except others reduced. If it's clear, say move on. If it is clear now, say move on. Alright. Alright. So I have if theta is an acute angle and sec theta equals to, then sin theta is option A 1 over 2, B 3 over 4, C root 3 over 2, D minus 1 over 2. I'm solving immediately, wasting time, because we'll have more questions to solve. And I say if theta is an acute angle. Acute angle are angles in first quadrant. Acute angles are angles in first quadrant, and they are angles that are less than 90. Take note. It means that they would always be positive because all the angles in first quadrant are positive. Right? Yes, their trig ratios are positive. Now, if theta is an acute angle and sec theta is equal to 2, remember in trigonometry, we have 6 trig ratios. If you have a triangle like this, and you call here theta, call here A, B, and C, you have 6 trig ratios. You have what you call sine theta. Now, what is sine theta? Sine is opposite. Opposite over hypo, that is B over C. Opposite to the angle over the hypo. You have cos theta. Cos is adjacent. Opposite over hypo. Cos is what? Adjacent. What is adjacent? A over C. Adjacent over hypo, that is cos. Then you have tan theta. Tan is opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent. B over A. You also have sec theta. Sec is inverse of cos. Use this C to remember. Use this C to remember. 1 over cos. Sec is 1 over cos. 1 over cos theta. Now what is 1 over cos theta? It is C over A. So what is sec? Sec is 1 over cos, which is C over A. You have cosec. Cosec is 1 over sine theta, which is, what is sine? B over A. So cosec is going to be C over B. Then finally you have cot theta. Cot is 1 over tan. Cot is 1 over what? Tan. What is tan? B over A. Cot will be A over B. Cot will be A over B. Please take note of these things. Take note of these things. Another thing I want you to know in trig again is that, not applicable here, is that sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is equal to 1. We mustn't use theta. We can say sine squared x plus cos squared x is equal to 1. As long as this angle and this angle is the same, it's going to be 1. I can say sine squared 3x plus cos squared 3x, it should be 1 as long as the angles are the same. I can say sine squared 100x plus cos squared 100x will be 1. Did you get this? So don't forget this identity. Is very, 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 very important. Right? Another one you should know is that sec squared theta is 1 plus tan squared theta. So don't forget this. You should also know that cosec squared theta is 1 plus cot. Thank you. Cot squared theta. So you should know these identities. You should know these identities. Can I move on? Yes. Can I move on? Yes. Can I move on? Yes. Now let us solve the problem we have. They say if theta is an acute angle and sec is 2. Remember, sec is 2 because you can still say 2 over 1. So, and sec is actually 1 over cos theta. Please look at this thing very well. Remember, sec is 1 over cos theta. And they told us that sec is 2, which is same thing as saying 2 over 1. So if sec is 2 over 1, it means that cos is going to be 1 over 2 because sec and cos are inverse. If sec is 2 over 1, cos should be the inverse, which is 1 over 2. Take note of that. So draw your triangle. Call here theta. Now remember, what is cos? Cos is adjacent over hypotenuse. So I hope you know this is hypotenuse, which is 2. What is adjacent? Hypotenuse is 2. adjacent is 1. So here is adjacent 1. Here is opposite. We need to find it. We're going to call it x. So how do we find x? We use Pythagoras theory. We're going to say 2 squared equals x squared plus 1 squared. 2 squared is 4 equals x squared plus 1, because 1 squared is 1. So I'll say 4 minus 1 equals x squared. 4 minus 1 is 3 equals x squared, which means that x is equal to plus or minus square root of 3. Now I have x as plus or minus, but look at what they told us. They told us that theta is an acute angle, which means it is positive. So we're going to take the positive part. So it means that x is going to be just root 3. That is positive root 3. And the question says then we should find sine theta. So we know that sine from this triangle, sine is opposite over hypo. Sine is opposite over hypo. What is opposite? Root 3. Hypo is 2. So it means sine theta is root 3 over 2. So this is the correct option. If it is clear, please tell me to move on. If it is clear, please say move on. If it is clear, say move on. Some people are dropping, so it means it's time to end the class. Some people are dropping, so it's time for us to begin to end the class, right? Don't forget the WhatsApp group. I will not talk about that WhatsApp group too much. You need it. This one says trigonometry. Sir, please answer your call. You are not calling me, except you are calling me on WhatsApp. If you are calling me on normal phone, I will see it. If you are doing normal call, I will see it. If you are calling on WhatsApp, I may not, because it will interrupt what we are doing. Alright? So you can call me on my number, I will pick. Let me know what the challenge is. So we are going to meet, divine praise is solve on partial fraction. We're going to meet a partial fraction now. Can I move on? We have a lot of problems. Binomial is here, partial fraction is here. So can I move on so that we'll get to those points? Can I move on? If you want me to move on, please tell me. All right. Maybe I should begin to select questions. Let me not go sequentially again. Because my aim is actually to solve everything, but it seems like it's long because we have 31. But I've been able to solve only 10, only 9 rather. So let's do this one. Evaluate I raised to power 1, 2, 6, 5. Evaluate I raised to power 1, 2, 6, 5. So this is called index. This is powers of complex number I. How do we solve this? Very fast without wasting time. Under exam condition, I want you never to forget that I raised to power 1 is same thing as I. I want you never to forget that I raised to power 2 is equal to minus 1. I want you to also know that I raised to power 3 is minus I, and know that I raised to power 4 is 1. Never forget this in your life. Never forget these 4 things in your life. Why are we not going to continue? Because I to any power is periodic. If I say I raised to power 5, it's going to give me I. If I say I raised to power 6, it's going to give me minus 1. I raised to power 7 is going to give me minus I. I raised to power 8 is going to be 1. So just know the first 4. You can solve any problem in this life. Right? Yes. Now, whenever you meet a complex number like this and they want you to evaluate it, all you ask yourself is, divide this by 4. The remainder is the only thing you need. And because the remainder is the only thing you need, it means you don't have problem. Now, how do you divide this large number by 4? Please don't waste your time. Just look at the last 2 digits. Try to divide the last 2 digits by 4. If the last 2 digits cannot be divided by 4, it means you need to remove something from it to be able to divide it by 4. The last 2 digits here is 65, right? You know 65 cannot be divided by 4. But if I remove 1 from 65, I will have 64. Are you aware? Yes. It means 64 can be divided by 4. So for this last 2 digits to be divided by 4, I need to remove 1 from it. Right? So since you are removing 1, it means that that 1 is the remainder. So this whole thing is same thing as I raised to power that 1 you are removing. And I raised to power 1 is what? I. I know it's clear, but I want to give you one more example. So you have I raised to power 1, 7, 6, 6, 3. Let's say this. Now, using the same concept, you look only at the last 2 digits. Can you divide 63 by 4? I don't think so. Now, but if you want to divide the last 2 digits, let's see, if you remove 1 from this, you have 62. Can you divide 62 by 4? Yes, 62 by 4 is going to give you 2 in 62 is 31. 31 by 2, it cannot go. So 62 cannot be divided by 4. I don't think. (62) cannot be divided by 4. So what do you need to subtract from 63 so that it will be divided by 4? If you remove 3, if you remove this whole 3 to be 60, can 60 be divided by 4? Yes. You have 62 in 60 is 30. 2 in 30 is 15. So for you to be able to divide this last digit by 4, you need to remove this 3. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, you need to remove the 3. And that 3 you are removing is your remainder. So this is same thing as I raised to power 3. And I raised to power 3 is minus I. Please, if you have understood this, tell me to move on. If you understood it, tell me to move on, please. If it is clear, please talk. Say move on. Except you want another example, but otherwise say move on. Please, sir, is this the first online class? No, we had small parts that was interrupted, so you check it on the live stream. Move on, clear. So let's move on. Now, I noticed something that some of you don't know how to navigate through YouTube. That's why I have a lot of videos on YouTube, but some of you don't know. Plenty. I have over 400 videos on YouTube. So you'll be wondering, where are those videos? They're on my page. If you come on YouTube, you search, for example, Prime Concept Academy, which is the name of this channel. Remember, I've changed it from Elo Chukwuwanko to Prime Concept Academy. It is now official. Now, when you search for Prime Concept Academy, you will see our logo. You'll see us. You'll see View Channel. When you click View Channel, on that place, you'll be seeing my logo. You'll be seeing Home, probably. You'll be seeing Video. You'll be seeing Shorts. You'll see Live. You'll see Playlists. You'll see Members. You'll see Course. So once you click on this live, it will show you all the live videos I've done. And you'll see Maths. Go down, just keep going down. You'll see Maths 101. I have 3 videos. This is the 4th video on Maths 101 live for this your exam. So you check. You can also click on playlist. You will see a playlist. Under playlist, you see trigonometry videos. You see complex number videos. You see quadratic. You see it. That is how to use YouTube effectively. Go to playlist, you'll see how the person arranged topic by topic. All right? So, now let's take the next question. They say express 2x over x squared minus 1 as a sum of partial fraction is easy, and these are the type you will see in an exam. We have different forms of partial fraction, but let's look at this one. So they say express this as a sum of partial fraction. Now, in partial fraction, one of the first things you want to check is the power of x at the numerator must always be less than the power of x at the denominator. Once that condition is satisfied, then you are good to go. The second thing you ask yourself is, can you factorize the denominator? Can you factorize the denominator? Yes, if it is factorizable, just be clapping in the exam hall and be shouting, Eureka! Eureka! I have found it, right? Now, if you can do so, remember x squared minus 1 is difference of two squares. X squared minus 1 simply means x squared minus 1 squared. These two things are the same. And whenever you see square and square, you see minus in between. It means x minus 1 and x plus 1. That is what it means. So I'm going to write this as 2x all over x minus 1, x plus 1. Do you understand? Yes. So you need to factorize. If this is written in normal quadratic, you still factorize it to be like this. So then equate this to a over the first part or the second part. Any one will be correct. X minus 1 plus b over x plus 1. Did you notice what I did? A over this part, b over this part. I can still say a over x plus 1 plus b over x minus, the same thing. Anyone you do is correct. Now I'm going to use what we call cover up method. Cover up what? Method. Now watch and observe very carefully. If I want to find a, I'm going to cover b. I want to find a, I'll cover b. Watch my hand. Can you see b again? No, it means b is no longer existent. Now, since I want to find a, can you see that x minus 1 is going to cancel x minus 1? Yes, x minus 1 will cancel x minus 1. What you are left with here is only a. So it means you have a, which is the only thing you are left, because this has cancelled this. So equal to what now? 2x all over. Remember, this has been cancelled, so you are left with just x plus 1. That's cover up. Cover up just says cover the one you are not interested in. Then for a, this will cancel this. You're left with 2x over x plus 1. Right? Now, since I'm trying to find a, I'm going to use that thing under a, which is x minus 1 equals 0, x equals 1. So anyway I see x here now, I'll put 1. So a is going to be 2 into 1 divided by x, which is 1 plus 1. Please, 2 times 1 is 2 over 1 plus 1, which is 2. So it means a is what? 1. I want to find b. So by cover up, I'm going to find b. So I need to cover a so that I can find b. Can I cover a? Yes. If I cover a, can you see that x plus 1 will cancel x plus 1? Can you see it? So if x plus 1 cancel x plus 1, it means that b will be 2x over x minus 1. Did you check it? X plus 1 cancels x plus 1. B is just 2x over x minus 1. So since I'm looking for b, I'll use that thing under b, which is x plus 1 equals 0, x equals minus 1. So wherever I find x now, I'm going to put minus 1. So b becomes 2 into minus 1 over what? X, which is minus 1, and then minus 1. 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. Minus 1 is minus 2. Therefore, b is equal to 1. b is equal to what? 1. Is that clear? Yes. b is equal to 1. I hope we are good. There's no mistake. Yes. Now, since I've gotten a and b, I'll now go back and replace a. So it means if I put a as 1, I have 1 over x minus 1 plus b is 1 over x plus 1. So this is my answer. If you have that question paper, you check your option, you'll see. Let's check the options. Correct option is option A. Option A. So if you are clear, say move on. Let me see. Say move on. If you are with me. If you are with me, please move on. You are just joining us and you are here to subscribe to our channel. Please do so. Uchechi say Eureka. You don't know the story behind you. Hey, those that did not join us don't know the meaning of Eureka. They don't know the story. Please, nobody should fight on the comment section. So can I move on? Can I move on? Somebody say more examples. Let me see. Let me get the CA. Like CA. So let me get my CA. Since somebody say more example, let me look for one more example on partial fraction. I don't want to solve, don't waste your time solving the part of a partial fraction that is long. I know that is what some of you are expecting, those long ones. You can do it, but I start doing it, some of you will be discouraged. So don't waste your time there. Just learn the exam type of partial fraction, please. I've seen one, but exam will usually not bring that type. But let me solve it. I think if I solve that one, you should be okay. Okay, before I solve, say I'll solve two partial fractions. Let me leave this. Let me look for an easier one, after which I'll solve that one. Now you have this x over x squared minus 3x plus 2. So they want us to resolve this into partial fraction. Are we together? Are we still together? Are we still together? They want us to resolve this into partial fraction. All right. I'll take two problems. I'll solve this. I'll solve one that looks complex, but don't complain when I solve that one, please. Now, at the denominator, we need to factorize our denominator, right? Yes, so we need to look for, say x. What are the two numbers that when I multiply it will give me 2? And I add them, it will give me minus 3. 2 times what will give you 2? 2 times 1 is 2. But I want to get minus 3. It means it will be minus 2 and minus 1. So it means this is what I'm going to use for my denominator. So to express, I would say x, which is this, all over. Instead of this, I will now be using x minus 2 and x minus 1. So I'll say this is a over x minus 2 plus b over x minus 1. So this is what I have. So using the cover up method, I'm going to cover b. Watch it again. I'm going to cover b to find a. If I want to find a, x minus 2 will cancel x minus 2. Then a is equal to x over x minus 1. But remember, x minus 2 will cancel x minus 2. So left with only a, which is equal to x over x minus 1. So a is x over x minus 1. Since I'm trying to find a, I'll use that thing under a. X minus 2 is 0, x equals to, I'll put it. So wherever I find x, what will I put? 2. So a is going to be 2 over 2 minus 1, which is 2 over 1, which is 2. Please, if you understand this, use cover up to find b for me. Let me check. Use cover up, find b, tell me the answer quickly. quickly. Nobody. B minus 1. Okay, everybody got it, I think. So to find B, I'm going to cover A. I'm going to cover A, right? If I cover A, x minus 1 will cancel x minus 1. Then B is going to be x over x minus 2. B is going to be x over x minus 2. So since I'm trying to find B, I'll use what is under B, which is x minus 1 is 0, x equals 1. So I'm going to put x. I have that B is 1 over 1 minus 2, which is 1 over minus 1, which is minus 1. 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So 1 over minus 1 is minus 1. So I've gotten this. I'll come back, wherever I see A now, I'll put 2. So my answer will be 2 for A over x minus 2. Then for B, it is minus 1 over x minus 1. Do you see why I put the minus here in between? So this is the answer. Let's take one more. Can I rub? Say rub, say rub, say rub, say move on, so that you don't say you did not copy or you did not screenshot. Say move on if you are done. Let me solve another one. Let me solve another one. Who is saying don't move on? Uchechi, what is happening? Uchechi, what is happening? You are screenshotting or what? Uchechi, tell me what is happening. NEPA has restored your light, and me, I'm busy using Gen, yeah? Don't know why NEPA has been unhappy with our live session since when we started. Uchechi, are we together? Tell me if you are good now, because you are one of my consistent students. So tell me, can we move on? Can we move on, Uchechi? Can I move on? Uchechi has slept too. What is happening, Uchechi? If you have a question, drop it. What is the question? Ask so that I can move on. Uchechi is sleeping. Ask your question so I can answer and move on. My God. Let's just move on, because it seems like our network is slow. So let me drop the last question in partial fraction. Say the partial fraction expansion of 1 minus 2x over x cubed plus 1 is, this one is going to be long. Now, we will need to factorize the denominator, but you will notice that the denominator is cube. The denominator is cube, it's not quadratic. So the method of factorizing this now would involve two things: trial and error and long division. So look up. We want to factorize x cubed plus 1. First thing you want to do is think of a number, guess a number. That is the method. Guess a number that when you put it in place of x, everything here will be 0. Once you can think of that number, that is the first factor. Remember, this will have 3 factors. The first factor, think of a number. So I'm going to think that if I remember, when you have an odd power would always bring out negative. So it means the only thing that can remove +1 is -1. So I would say x is equal to -1, right? So that when you put -1 here, everything here will become 0. So it means that x equals -1 is a factor. If I cross -1 to this side, I'll have x plus 1 equals 0. So to get the remaining factors, I'm going to use x plus 1 to divide x cubed plus 1. See what we're going to do. We're going to apply long division. I want to divide x cubed plus 1 using x plus 1. So once I divide this, I'll get the remaining factors. So see how you divide. You say x in x cubed to give you x squared. You use x squared to now multiply. So x squared times x is what? X cubed. X squared times 1 is what? X squared. So what do? You subtract. X cubed minus x cubed is going to give you 0. Right? So there is no x squared here. So this minus will just affect this. It becomes minus x squared. Right? Because there is no x squared up here. So this is just going to directly be minus x squared, which is minus x squared. So now you have 1. 1 minus, there's no number, so it's just going to directly be plus 1. So this is what you have. You divide again. X in minus x squared is going to give you minus x. X times x is going to give you what? X squared minus x. So minus x times x is minus x squared. Minus x times 1 is minus x. Have we? Yes. So what are you going to do? You're going to subtract again. Minus x squared plus. So minus x squared plus x squared is going to give us z. Minus minus is plus. So I'm going to have plus x. I'm just bringing it down. This is plus x. It will come down. And 1 again plus 1 will come down. Now I'll repeat again. X in x is what? Plus 1. 1 times x is x. 1 times 1 is plus 1. What do I do? Again, I will subtract. X minus x is what? 0. 1 minus 1 is what? 0. The moment you reach 0, 0, or just a number, it means you are done. So it means that my factors are x plus 1, which is this one, and what? This, which is x squared minus x plus 1. So this is my factor. This is what I'll be using to do my partial fraction. Please, if it is clear, say move on, because I need to rub here to do the partial fraction. So if it's clear, say move on. We have just been able to factorize x cubed plus 1 to get this. So we're going to now use this. So if it's clear, say move on. I want to rub this side, please tell me. Say move on. If you are joining us, please, and you are here to subscribe, help us to subscribe. Now somebody is saying, if I see this kind of question, of course, if you see it, skip it. When you now finish, you can come back to it. All right? I told you I didn't want to solve this type because it usually doesn't come out. But some of you are, this is what you are expecting me to solve when you were talking of partial fraction. That's why I'm doing it. So now what are we going to do? We have 1 minus 2x over, our denominator has been factorized to become what? X plus 1, x squared minus x plus 1, right? Yes. So this is going to be a over x plus 1, then plus. Now this time, don't make the mistake of saying b over this. No. Notice that this is quadratic. It has a power of 2. So it means that what I will have on top will carry x. So anytime you have quadratic, always say bx plus c. This is a linear form because this is quadratic. This numerator will be linear. So which is x squared minus x plus 1. So this is what we have. So we are now going to be working with this. So the easiest thing to do from here is you can ignore your numerator for now. Sorry, you're going to ignore your denominator. So our numerator is 1 minus 2x. I'm ignoring denominator. That is how you solve it, so you don't waste too much time. So when you come to this side, say a times this. That's a into x squared minus x plus 1. Then plus say bx plus c. Bx times this one. So you have x plus 1. So that's what you do. On your right hand side, just say this times this plus this times this. That's what I have here. Then ignore your denominator. So I have 1 minus 2x equals, let's expand. This time this is ax squared. This time this is minus ax. This time this is plus a. Bx times this is plus bx squared. Bx times this is plus bx. C times this is plus cx. C times this is plus c. So what am I going to do? I'm going to collect similar terms equal to all the squares, x squares, I'll bring them together. So ax squared plus bx squared, they are together now. I'll bring the x's together. So minus ax, what else? Plus bx plus cx, I'm bringing them together. And the free ones, I'll bring them together. Plus a, okay, plus a plus c are the free ones. So it's a and c. Abi? So what next am I going to do? I'm going to compare. Now a plus b. A plus b, as this part that carries squares, a plus b, I will equate it. Can I find x squared this side? No. So I'll say a plus b is 0. A plus b is the side carrying square. So a plus b will be 0. Right? That is one equation. Again, I will look for the part with x, so which is minus a plus b plus c. Minus a plus b plus c. I will equate it to the part with x. What is the equation of x here? Minus 2. I'm equating it to minus 2. So this is equation 2. Then the constant part, the part without x, which is a plus c. So a plus c is equal to the constant part here, which is 1. So this is equation 3. So I can solve these 3 equations simultaneously to get the values of a, b, and c. So what am I going to do? If a plus b is equal to 0, I can find a, right? So I'll find a is equal to minus b, right? Then I will also find, so if a is equal to minus b, I'm going to call this equation 4, put 4 into 2 and 3. So if I put 4 into, so in place of a here, I'll put minus b. So I have minus into minus b, minus into a, which is minus b now, plus b, plus c equals minus 2, right? So this times this is plus, minus minus is plus, b plus b is 2b plus c equals minus 2. Now if I put in equation 3 also, this is equation 3, I'm going to replace this a with minus b. So I'll have minus b plus c equals 1. So I'm going to solve these 2 equations simultaneously now. So I'm going to subtract it. 2b minus minus this. Remember, minus minus becomes plus. So 2b plus b is 3b. C minus c is 0. Then minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3. So b is going to be minus 3 over 3, which is what? Minus 1. If b is minus 1, then a is going to be, a is minus b. A is going to be 1, right? Remember, a into minus b, which is minus 1. So a is 1. What about c now? Can I get c? Yes, I can get c from this equation. So from that equation, c is equal to 1 minus a. So C is equal to 1 minus 1, which is 0. So C is 0. So I can therefore summarize my answer. I know some of you have given up, but you can see I'm just solving straight. Some people are following, but some people have given up. But that's why I'm just solving straight. So I can summarize my answer. In place of A now, I have 1 over x plus 1 plus, in place of B, B is, we got B to the minus 1. So this will now become minus x. Now what is C? C is 0. So x plus 0 all over what now? All over this, which is x squared minus x plus 1. So I can just remove this 0. So this is my answer. This is my answer. Just tell me to move on, whether you understand it or not. Just say move on. Alright? Now I think I'm going to skip questions. So please, whether you understand this one or you don't, we are moving on. Thank you. That is the spirit. So, okay. Let me still go sequentially, because this part we have sets. And we need to solve those set problems. Subscribe to this channel if you are yet to subscribe. I want to rub it. Please don't fail to join the WhatsApp group, Prime Concept. You will see it. Prime Concept. You need to join that special group. That is where I'll be doing a lot of magic, especially from second semester. So they say if the set A equals A, 2 and B equals 1, B, which of the following is a member of B cross A? Option A, 1, B. Option B, 1, A. Option C, 2, B. Option D, A, B. So this is the question. So can you attempt this? Attempt it quickly. 30 seconds. Any answer? Okay, I think somebody has sent the group link. Say that is the group link. Tochi, did you send it? So to solve this, they say if the set A is this and B is this, which of the following is a member of this? This is what we call Cartesian product. So in Cartesian product, since you're finding B cross A. In Cartesian product, you use every element of B to pair up with elements of A. So Cartesian product is an ordered pair. So B now element is 1. So you use 1 first. You are starting with B, which is 1. So 1 against A will give you 1, A. 1 against 2 will give you 1, 2. B against A will give you what? B, A. Then you have B against 2 will give you B, 2. So this is This is the set of B cross A. The set of B cross A is made of all these things. So they're asking you now, which of the following is a member of the set of this? So check which of these things you can find in that place. What you will find is 1B, no, 1A, yes. So option B is correct. 1 comma A is there. Other ones are not there. Move on, yes. Next question. Obtain the quadratic equation whose sum of its roots is 10 and the product of the roots is 4. So we want to solve this, and you should know that for quadratic equation has a standard form. Quadratic equation is usually x squared minus sum of roots times x plus product of roots equals 0. This is how you form quadratic equation. Now they say obtain the quadratic equation whose sum of its roots is 10. So SOR means sum of roots, POR means product of roots. So I have x squared minus sum of roots is 10 minus 10x plus product of roots is 4. So plus 4 equals 0. This is the quadratic equation. So say move on. Let me go to the next one. Some people are dropping. Say move on. Say move on. All right. I'll select 3 more questions and we'll end, please. And those questions, I'm going to bring one from binomial. I'm going to bring from permutation, quadratic, and we'll end. So they say find the term independent of P in the binomial expansion of 3p squared over 2 minus 1 over 3p all raised to power 9. So the options we have, option A, 7 over 27, B, 7 over 56, C, 7 over 36, D, 7 over 18. So I'm going to solve it. Let me refill up while you're attempting. Let me refill my marker. Alright, I've refilled up. So we have the say I'm going to solve it from the best way for me. Just follow me, you will understand it. Don't be too fast in giving up on problems. There's one way which you are used to, which is long. I don't like that. If you can memorize these formulas I want to give you, this method I want to explain is short actually. Just memorize this formula, it will help you. Things I want you to know is that they used P in this place. Most times they use X, but understand that anything they use doesn't change. They can use P, they can use J, they can use Y, X, whatever they want to use, right? Now, I want you to know that the general form of a binomial is going to be A. Should I use X now? It's going to be, let me use X. AX raised to power M plus BX raised to power P all raised to power N. This is the general form of binomial, where R is going to be Mn minus Q all over M minus P. Right? This is the formula you need. Then N combination R A raised to power N minus R B raised to power R. So with this I'll solve. Don't give up. Some of you would have seen this now, you say it's long. It's not. Trust me. This will be better than what you know already. Trust me. And let me rewrite this binomial. I don't want to write it in terms of P so that you understand. This P usually used to be X, so let me change it to X so that you will get used to it. So it's supposed to be 3 over 2x squared. I'm changing that P to X so that you will know. It's usually written in terms of X minus 1 over 3x raised to power 9. Now if I'm to write this in standard form, this is simply going to be 3 over 2x squared minus 1 over 3. And this x, when I bring it up, it becomes x to the power minus 1 all raised to the power 9. So that is the standard form. Now see what I'm going to do. I'm going to compare this to this. What is the coefficient of x in this place? It is a. What is the coefficient of x in this place? Is 3 over 2. So it means that a is 3 over 2. A is 3 over 2, right? Remember the question. The question says find the term independent of p. Find the term independent of x. Since we are using x now, the same thing. Find the term independent of what? Of p or x in the binomial expansion of this. So by comparison, a is 3 over 2. What is m? M is the power of x, and m, the power of x here is 2. So m is 2. Please, what is b? B is minus 3 over 2. B is minus 1 over 3, rather, minus 1 over 3. Then p is the power of x here, and the power of x here is minus 1. So p is minus 1. Then what about n? N is equal to 9. What about q? Q is 0. Anytime they say find the term independent or find the constant term, please, q is what? 0. I'm going to use this first formula to find the value of r. So r is going to be m times n. So m is 2 times n, which is 9, minus q, which is 0, all over m, which is 2, minus p. P is minus 1. So if I solve this, I have 2 times 9 is 18 divided by minus minus is plus. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 in 18 is 6. So r is 6. R is what? 6. I found r. So the next thing is to use this last formula and solve, which is n combination r. That is to say 9 combination, which is 6. Then a, remember my a. A is 3 over 2. 3 over 2 raised to power n minus r. That is 9 minus 6, which is 3. Then my b. B is minus 1 over 3 raised to power minus 1 over 3 raised to power r, which is 6. So now, remember 9 combination 3 is actually 9 factorial all over what? 9 minus 6 is 3 factorial and then 6 factorial. That is how to do combination. 9 combination 6 is 9 minus 9 factorial over 9 minus 6, which is 3, and then 6 factorial. So times what now? This is going to be 3 raised to power 3. Are you aware? Let me do it. 3 times 3 times 3 divided by this, which is 2 times 2 times 2. Now times the other part. Now remember, here is even. Negative would always disappear when your power is even. So 1 raised to power 6 is 1 all over 3 raised to power 6 is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 into 6 places, right? Yes, that is 3 raised to 3. I'm just doing that because we don't have calculator. You can use indices actually. Don't mind me for doing that. Now, you clearly see that the first 3 will cancel this first 3. Have you? Yes. So let us expand this. 9 factorial is actually 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 factorial all over. What do you have here? 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1, then times 6 factorial times what now? Only 1 is what I have. 1 all over. I have 2 times 2 times 2 is 8 times 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 times 3. So what? Let's see what will cancel. 8 will cancel 8. 3 times 3 is 9. Will cancel 9. Right? 6 factorial will cancel 6 factorial. What else can cancel? Nothing. So you are left with 7 here. 7 times 1 is 7. At the denominator, 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. So this is our answer. And option B is correct. So copy it. Or in case you want me to use the other method, tell me. I will use it and you'll see how long it also is. So tell me. So those asking for the WhatsApp link, after this video I will upload it, or you can chat me. I'll send it to you directly. So I want to give maybe 2 more questions so that we can end. It's already 3 hours plus. So we have spent roughly 4 hours this night. No, I say chat me. Don't call, just chat. Can I move on? Can I move on? I think Tochi has sent the link. Thank you, Tochi. Please copy the link. Tochi has sent it. All right. All these things we are doing, don't sleep this night. Practice them. When we finish, we'll rewatch these videos. All right? Say, well. I think our fuel is already exhausted. The gen is already trying to go off. So we have to summarize now. The gen is trying to go off. So quite unfortunate. So what I'm going to do, we're going to stop. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to snap the questions. I'm going to snap the questions and send. So if there's anyone you want me to solve, then you tell me, I'll solve it and send on the new WhatsApp group, Prime Concept. I'll send it there. go off. So we may not be able to continue, and I'm really sorry about that. We've stayed for almost 4 hours. So please, if you are here and you've not subscribed to this channel, please help us subscribe. Help us share this video to your WhatsApp group. Flood the different WhatsApp groups with this video. Tell them to watch it to help them for their exams. And then hit the like button, drop a comment, chat me if you need the WhatsApp link, or you check the comment section, you'll find the WhatsApp link. All right, so I want to appreciate everybody that participated in this class. I really want to appreciate you. So remember, we still have Maths 103, very important aspect of maths, which we are going to do. So please do well to stick with us, so that once we are having Maths 103, you'll be updated for Maths 103. All right, so at this point we are going to stop and continue later. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So thank you so much. Thank you. So we're going to stop now. All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So do well to check for the link. All right.